Hello?
Oh, con man, it's me, B-Money.
What's up, B-Money?
Well, I have some exciting news. This episode of Off the Records is brought to you by DistroKid.
DistroKid? The thing that connects directly to TikTok with exclusive access to your TikTok artist account?
Yeah, that's right. And guess what's new at DistroKid? You can do unlimited mastering, distribute your music videos, and the newest, greatest thing, Bandzoogle.
Bandzoogle?
Yep, Bandzoogle, where you can build your band's website and your band's store in only minutes.
Oh my god. And they also have an app where you can post new songs and get paid.
And Off the Records listeners get 30% off at distrokid.com/VIP/tour stories. DistroKid. Get your music out there. Should we introduce our guest?
Yeah,
or should
we can also welcome everyone to another episode of Off the Records with B-Money and the O'Con Man. Ow! Oh, he joined in.
Did. Right off. Sir. Didn't even hesitate.
Need no prompting. I'll do.
Did you coach him?
I didn't coach him.
No,
I didn't coach him.
I'm cold.
That was too natural.
This is UCB 101.
Yeah, that's a UCB guy.
I paid $400 for this in 2014.
Our guest this week is Miles Woods. He was a writer on Strip Law, Haunted Hotel, and Frasier.
Niles?
He wrote on the new Frasier.
I didn't even know there was a new Frasier.
Isn't that crazy that like one of the most successful sitcoms came back and nobody knew?
It's because there's too much. Like I was saying
There's so
before,
much
it's like
stuff.
there's so much that I mean I've said it on other episodes. Like I have successfully tuned the entire world out. Like I am so clueless about everything, and I don't know if it's good or bad because I am like getting older and I'm like, wait, is this how you just become like a total like stupid old guy who's like, what's that?
I like that stupid old guy doesn't know about Frasier.
Yeah. I was gonna say, what do you mean he's back? I think it's almost more like everything is a microculture. Like unless I think it's K-pop Demon Hunters, it seems to me like everything is like a subgenre.
But don't you think that it is like it's manipulated to like if there was the right machinery behind new Frasier, it could have been be, like everybody knows about it. Like K-pop Demon Hunters, I don't think naturally. I mean, the kids did help give it a boost.
Like the two cultural phenomenons of like the past year are K-pop Demon Hunters and Heated Rivalry.
If Frasier was like listening to K-pop and having gay sex,
then
I think maybe
if Frasier was like kissing Niles, people have been like, "Oh, it's so horny." And I
Niles?
like it.
I'm a part of the BTS army.
It handles sexuality in such a raw, intense way. Instead, it's woke Frasier now. It's like, do you want a bottle of red? He's like, I don't see color.
I'll have a bottle of Zinfandel. Yeah.
I never watched Frasier. That's like a gigantic blind spot for me.
Prior to meeting on that show, I don't think I had ever engaged Frasier. I'd written a one-act play that's
like Frasier.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was a farce. Yeah, I had a brother who went to Yale. Prior to I had, and I gotta say, like top tier Frasier is legitimately, it's actually good.
Oh yeah! Did you like watch the whole season before you started writing on the new one, or the whole series?
No. I think when I found out I was getting a meeting on that show, I was very like, Like I would be like watching episodes of Frasier on the Peloton. Like I was like every moment of the day that I can be consuming Frasier, I will. But I was like, there's no way I can watch all of this show between now.
Even if you did watch the whole series, like you're young, you're a person of color, you're gonna be like, he's lying.
You should not be able to name all of Daphne Moon's brothers.
Now I'm a Cheers guy. I love Cheers.
Yeah.
But Frasier was always like too like high.
You didn't need Cheers was so kind of like perfect from beginning to end. You didn't like any kind of spin-off just wasn't going to work.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I mean, Frasier
about a show that ran
yeah,
11
it was.
seasons.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're right. No, yeah, it worked, but
Yes.
I didn't. I didn't need any more.
Yeah, it wasn't the same. I remember I watched the pre Woody Harrelson years of Cheers when I was in college on like a lark, and I was like, "Oh, this show's like actually fun."
Yeah, I think Coach is maybe the funniest character in television history. Like,
Henry Phillips's dad was up for that role.
Really?
It was between him and the guy who got it.
I'll tell you what. Henry Phillips's dad wouldn't have died in the middle of production.
That's true. Well, then we wouldn't have Woody Harrelson.
I know, and also how they handled the transition from Coach to Woody
Yeah.
Harrelson is just it's so expertly done. Is that he was Coach's Ben Bell and he's exactly like Coach. In every way.
They're both so stupid that you're like, I completely understand this.
See, this is the where I'm like the only comedy I like is when there's just like the dumbest person in the entire world. That is the only comedy that truly works for me.
I have a problem where if I watch a show and a character, if they say something dumb, I'm laughing. But if because they're so dumb, they ruin things for the main character, I get mad at them.
Okay.
Like I would find myself be like when he's like, "Oh, sorry, Ted Danson, I fucked up your date." I'd be like, "Ted Danson should shoot him."
Yeah, I know, because you do get mad at your dumb friends for doing that.
Yeah.
Like, I
Harming your
promise
life.
this is the only time I'm going to bring up the OC on this podcast.
That's fine.
But there is there's an episode. So there's the villain of the show at the very, very beginning in the pilot is this guy Luke, who looks like a character from Ha Ha You Clowns. He has the same haircut. He's like box-headed.
Yeah.
And he's famous for saying the line after he punches the main character, "Welcome to the OC, bitch."
That's
so
pretty
anyway, he's the villain for like the first 10 episodes. And then there's a whole arc where he becomes best friends with everyone because the whole school hates him because his dad's gay.
Wait, what?
That's why he's a bully.
They're like
The whole
like your dad's gay. Fuck you.
literally, like he's the
Wow.
most popular kid in school. Everyone finds out his dad's gay, and then like he's like walking to class, and they're like, "Did your dad hook up with anyone last night?" And like he's like gets sad. It's like, "Your dad looked at my butt," and like
What year was this? Like
2003.
Okay.
So, but then his next storyline is he starts sleeping with his ex-girlfriend's mom.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
And it's fucking great, but he's like one of these dumb characters that everything he's
God.
in he makes dumber, and he's so funny. And like it's demanded that he break up with this woman because
It's bad?
Yeah, because if Marissa finds out, like
It'll be a problem.
it's gonna ruin her life. She's
I've been in
already out
scenarios
of
like
rehab.
this. She's been in and out of rehab?
Yeah, so
I gotta watch those.
So he walks in to talk to his friend to tell him that he broke up with her. He's like, "I stopped sleeping with Marissa's mom," and she's right there. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen on TV.
So is the OC a comedy show or is it? I always thought it was like Melrose Place or something. But
so here's what you need to know.
actually, I thought I had it conflated with the
Laguna Beach.
Laguna
and
Beach
the
my whole
hills.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the OC is part Beverly Hills 90210, part like just straight up sitcom. So the
Okay.
two main characters, Ryan and Marissa, are always in this elevated drama that is like there's just guns all over the place in Newport Beach because of the things that happened to them. And then there's two characters, Seth Cohen and Summer, and they're in a straight up like sitcom from early 2001 where he's a dork and she's
Oh
the
my
hot
God.
girl, and they work as a couple,
Yeah.
and all of their storylines are like, we're gonna just make over a room, and their story is like Marissa had to suck a dick at gunpoint. And they always convert, they dovetail, and it's beautiful.
That's amazing. as soon as you started describing like, oh, the A story is all like high drama, I was like, I totally get it. There's like a moron character. They're like, what can this character do this week? Oh, he traded a guitar for a peanut butter.
No,
We'll give him a gay dad.
But people like it.
Literally, the last episode we watched is like the A story is Ryan's ex-girlfriend in Chino is getting beat by her Italian boyfriend.
All right.
And Marissa is dealing with the fact that her mom was sleeping with her ex-boyfriend, so she goes to Chino to live with the beaten woman.
Oh my
And then
God.
the B story is Seth is trying to impress his girlfriend's dad.
Maybe you should start a podcast about this.
I mean, I would love to.
Say your
Just
OC
do it on your
Rewatch
phone in your car.
podcast. That's incredible.
The OC watches the OC.
Oh yeah. The O'Connor man.
Whoa.
Now on the new Frasier reboot,
Yep.
is Bebe Neuwirth involved?
She was. She
Meow.
was. I'm trying to remember if she was in 2 episodes or 1. I remember distinctly one taping she was at
All right.
because my boss did give me COVID the week that it was her episode.
On purpose because he wanted Bebe all to himself.
He did. He wanted. He
was pretending to not have COVID because he had tickets to the opera that night.
Wait, this sounds like an episode. The reason I asked too is because it's I always whenever I have to name a famous person, that's the only like I freeze up and I'm like Bebe Neuwirth, who hasn't really. I know her from Cheers when I was a kid.
I had such a crush on her in Cheers.
She would be. I mean, that thing that
yeah,
I'm
she was in
pitching around.
Cheers.
I think she'd be good for the grandma. In that. Like she could play a grandma now, right? Didn't she like
absolutely.
She would not be.
But she'd be
thrilled
the
to hear
hottest
that
grandma.
information, yeah.
You know who's always down to play a hot grandma is Annie Potts
Oh yeah.
from
Potts.
Ghostbusters and Young
Oh,
Sheldon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right.
So you got COVID at Frasier.
Oh, I got COVID at Frasier. This is also reminding me, I was on the show DMV and we had a room bit. Someone was at the board and they were trying to write the word grandma, but they accidentally wrote the word gradma. And it's about a grandma who, of course, goes back to college.
I love it.
It's, yeah.
Like back to school, but a lady.
Yeah, yes.
She's
Okay.
honestly just there to learn.
Wow. Yeah, they keep trying to do the plot. Patrick Schwarzenegger is like, who is that? And she's like, I'm learning OChem.
Yeah, no time for that.
yeah.
I waited 40 years for my.
The clock is ticking.
When I applied to this school, it was an all-boys university.
That's not a bad idea,
It's-
grandma.
no, I can't. We riffed on this for like a full hour at work, and never once did anyone mention back to school. Wow.
This is why people they just don't know the comedy classics.
I'm saying, I'm for real. Yeah, I watched Caddyshack as a kid, and it's like I think when I was a kid, I googled like I watched Superbad, and I was like, this is amazing. This is so funny. I'll Google best comedy movies, and so Caddyshack is of course constantly on the top of these lists. And I watched it, and I was like, this is nothing like Superbad. I hate this.
It is nothing
Well,
like
yeah.
Superbad. There's
It's
almost
true.
It's hard. You can't go back. I mean, we've talked about it before. Like, like Lenny Bruce is the most impossible thing to get into. But yeah, it's hard to go back. Like it's like you can appreciate. Like,
Yes.
okay, I see what they were doing there, but
Yes.
like I had the same thing with Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor, which I brought up on the
Oh, yeah, of
podcast
course.
because it's like, yeah, I get it.
he
I
can't tell them apart.
I can't. Yeah, I don't. No. Why do we always lead into this? Like,
No, it's just so rare that I get to do this to you.
yeah, that's true.
No, but you're 100% right. I think the weird thing about Caddyshack is because it was like my uncle's favorite movie, so he like made me watch it really young. And like, of course, when you're young, you kind of like the Gopher, and you like you like Bill Murray because Bill Murray's doing like a funny voice.
Yeah.
And then as I got older, I was like trying to convince myself I liked Chevy Chase in the movie, and I was completely wrong.
Yeah.
But then I rewatched it recently, and like Ted Knight is the best part of this movie. Like
He's
the
great
movie,
in everything.
The movie works the most when it's a movie.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Like all of the bits, like
Yeah.
you don't need these.
Yeah.
like honestly, having this fucking dud guy get like shit on by Ted Knight is the perfect thing, and then having Rodney Dangerfield come in
Yeah.
as like Iron Man.
With his fake robot heart. Yeah, I remember even as a kid getting the feeling like, I feel like you guys filmed 12 different movies and then sort of did your best in edit.
Yeah. I get it. I get it because there wasn't a lot of comedy movies at that time, and like they're all kind of headier and like, because I always heard that like Caddyshack is like the first like big swing of a comedy outside of like Animal House and The Jerk.
Animal House, yeah. Well, but there was always, I feel like History of the World Part 1 and Blazing Saddles were always in the mix of the comedy movies that like people were watching when I was a kid.
But then those are all like, if there's other movies like The In-Laws, like have you ever seen that movie from the 70s? That movie fucking rules. And then there's Freebie and the Bean, which is kind of like Lethal Weapon, like 12 years before Lethal Weapon, where they just keep getting into car accidents. It fucking rocks. It is racist. I will say that.
Freebie and the Bean is?
Freebie and the Bean. The Bean is played by Alan Arkin as a Mexican guy.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, wow. That's pretty good.
It's not good when it's called.
So there's a Mexican guy named the Bean.
The Bean.
That's really cool. Wow.
Yeah, and Freebie is Jewish. It's like James Caan.
Nice.
They just are like constantly making like anti-Semitic and Mexican jokes.
I was gonna say,
other.
this feels like at the era where you could go into a movie studio and be like, I'm gonna pick two races. One's like this, the other's like that.
Now, do you think that, I feel like that was better for society when things weren't so taboo? Like if it was, if things were done, I don't know. Maybe it's because like I was a kid. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But even like in the 90s, I feel like everybody kind of like, there wasn't, I don't know.
I want to see
like
Kill
racism
Tony.
didn't exist.
I want to see Kill Tony the movie.
Yeah, well, it's coming. He talked on a podcast about he got funding to make a movie that goes harder than The Hangover. That's what it's like. So fucking lame. Is that's what that's your
bar?
Goal? Yeah. Like, have you seen Freddy Got Fingered?
Your bar is to make this is gonna be edgier than Hangover 2, where they go to Thailand and everything. Yeah.
Oh god.
Everyone's just such a fucking dork. That's the other thing is like comedians in like the 1970s and 1980s were fucking cool, and they also were
they
like,
were funny.
Yeah, they were funny.
You had to be funny to be successful back then. Like that's a weird thing people don't understand now.
I was re-listening to Comedy Death Ray, obviously, sort of for this, and Ian Edwards, his clip, which at the time I don't think I knew who he was at all, and it seemed must have been very early in his career, but he's doing this bit about like how you shouldn't call a shark attack because you're on their turf. It's only right for them to. He's like, oh, if a shark, you're in the shower and a shark taps you on the shoulder, and the shark is like, "What's up, playa?" And it's just fucking. I was listening to it and I was like, I feel like this type of like whimsical observation, I'm like, you don't even fucking get this anymore.
That's the thing is what we've discovered on this podcast is like. Everyone was a bit more whimsical. Like there was a lot of talking animals, like in playing comedy, and now everyone is like, "Let me tell you about the abortion I got my sophomore year."
Or they're just going, "Wait, what do you do, sir? You work at a laundromat? Okay. Did you ever wash cum out of a shirt?"
Truly, in listening to it, I'm like, I think it's because people are so fucking stupid that it used to be, hey, you know this thing we all have heard of, shark attacks? Here's something I imagined about it. And you go with them on that ride. Now it has to be like, shark attacks are fucking crazy, right? Hey, you know Asians can't swim. Like, it's that is comedy to most people.
Or somebody writes an article like, shark attacks, there's nothing funny about shark attacks. My uncle got eaten by a shark right in front of me.
That happened at Jesselnick.
He got attacked by a shark?
No, when he had the Jesselnick offensive, he told a joke about like some Australian surfer getting eaten by a shark, and like the whole nation of Australia came after him.
Well, yeah, I mean that's all they got. Ian Edwards has one of my favorite jokes about. He talks about. I probably can't use it, but
do the voice.
Do the voice and say the words.
He is Jamaican, but he doesn't really have a Jamaican accent. But He has a joke
But what
about
if he
like.
did? I think
Okay. All right, I'll do it. All
Methinks
right.
it might sound like this.
Hey, man.
you bumbleclots ever.
I gotta call Chet Hanks and get coached on how to talk like that. No, he talks about like how in every movie when somebody gets raped, when a girl gets raped, they always show her in the shower, you know, like the post-rape shower crying and stuff. He says, but they never show the rapist in the shower like do 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 like he's all happy. Like the rapist takes a shower afterwards too.
God. That's crazy. It makes me again listening to this comedy death rate tape. I was like, especially the Andy Daly track, where I was like, oh my God. Like I feel like you always sort of hear the classic like, you know, stand-ups, you know, being like, oh, improv is so fucking stupid or whatever. And I feel like generally speaking, improv people don't think about anything other than improv or ruining their life. But Andy Daly's bit, I was like, this has got to be the most damning criticism of stand-up ever.
Oh, it really is. This is the beauty. The beauty of it is, for some reason, and I don't know when it started, but this exact time period of like the comedy death ray, invite them up comedy albums is like the height of stand up as vampires, improv as werewolves, and they're at a battle with each other. And there were so many great stand up jokes about how terrible improv is.
Yes.
And there were so many great improvisers doing fake stand up characters. And we need to go back to that. We're not supposed to like each other.
No, could not agree more. Could not. I think in general, shit talking should be legal. I think I didn't know this as a child or even like in college when you like follow someone on Instagram and they'll post like, oh my God, go watch XYZ. It's so funny. And you watch and you're like, this is like mid at best. It's like, oh, they're all just politely lying about everything.
Everything. I'll never forget their comedy death ray back in the day. They did like a studio, one of their just, before it was a podcast, like at the UCB show, they had like a video play where it was like going to be studios, their version of Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip. I remember Harris Whittles had a great line in the opening video where he's like, Scott's like, we should book some like improvisers like Matt Besser and like Paul Scheer, and Harris is like, improvisers are just ugly actors.
Oh man,
may he rest in peace.
It's true. I was at a UCB show the night he died, and there was like a special guest on the lineup or whatever. And then at the end of the show, I want to say maybe Adam Conover was hosting. I can't remember.
Oh my God!
But
what's a bigger tragedy?
Yeah, he ruined Harris's life. Actually, no, whoever the host was comes out and they're like, we were supposed to have a special guest, but Harris Whittles just passed away, so the show's over. And I thought, wow, this is pretty tasteless, even for a UCB bit. But then it was real.
No, what's crazy is even more tasteless. I think it was like a month and a half later at the 420 show hosted by Armin Weitzman, Harris's best friend, and Mike Mitchell, that Harris used to host every year with them. Their co-host was a skeleton wearing Harris's clothes.
Oh, that's really good.
Well, I mean, do you guys want to listen to that, or should we do the Neil Hamburger thing?
I would love to listen to the Neil Hamburger
Let's
thing.
do Neil
honestly.
Hamburger.
All right.
I love Neil Hamburger, and you are best friends with Neil Hamburger. Some people have called you Neil Hot Dog.
We're not best friends, but yeah, no, we toured together
You toured
and stuff.
together.
Yeah, he's a super interesting guy. I mean, he has such a weird history. Like, he had a record label where he put out.
Drag City, right?
No, Drag City's not his. He had like Armadillo, or no, I forget what it was called. But he put out like these weird albums, like sounds from a adult bookstore in San Francisco, and like he was just. He had a band called the Zip Code Rapists.
Oh my God,
He rocks. I love that you toured with him and one of my personal comedy heroes, Todd Barry. And
of course, go.
Yeah, what a show! I would have totally came if I knew you were on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would have flown.
You would have came?
I would have came.
Yeah, that's right.
I would have busted a fucking nut.
Neil Hamburger, I remember like It was like right after I had graduated college and like was doing shows, like sketch shows around town. I think this was pre the Elysian Theater, when the Lyric Hyperion kind of was like doing that type of thing.
The glory days of the Lyric Hyperion.
That's right, the halcyon days.
Clowns everywhere. They're all sucking each other off.
Didn't the clown? I feel like the clowns are exclusive Elysian thing.
Now they're
I don't think
Elysian.
there
Now
was-
they're Elysian.
Were there a lot of
only.
clowns at the?
Yeah,
Lyric?
they were doing like
Yes.
clown classes.
It was a whole.
It really was, and it was like the beginning. It was where the seeds were planted for LA's clown scene.
Yes.
where it was just like I go on stage and I fist myself, and people laugh because they're uncomfortable.
It was that, yeah. Pretty much you could see so much nudity and food spilled on that stage. But I remember my friend, I believe if memory serves, they were like, "Oh, Neil's on the board of the Lyric, and he might be on the board of the Elysian now." But I was like, A, I didn't know theaters had boards, but B, I was like, "Damn, okay, go off, Neil."
Huh.
Pretty
Yeah, I
cool.
don't know.
We got to get on the board of Lyric Hyperion.
We should get on a board of something.
Yeah.
Get on the board of flappers in Burbank.
I think we should book Jay Leno. I put on a fake voice. I'm obviously dressed as a woman.
Separately, he's doing a Mrs. Doubtfire to get on the board.
I'm doing a Miss Doubtfire so I can spend time with my child. I'm recently born. I'm on the board and I forgot to switch out. But they think I'm hearkening back to the clown days.
Hi, Frasier. I'm on the board of flappers. Very astute bit. Oh, con man.
Frasier being on the board of flappers is funny.
Just saying the word flappers in a serious sentence, like, yeah, I mean, I don't know, I got to get back to flappers. There's, we have a big board meeting at Flappers in the Yoo-Hoo room.
Well, it happened again.
There's no way to segue.
Tell us about this album.
Maybe we just ditch the records.
I mean, really.
I haven't listened to this in a while, but it's from what I understand. Well, here, I'll just read the back. 24 sold-out shows. Neil Hamburger in the battle of his life. In the opening slot, performing to thousands of souped-up kids nightly, this real-life recording captures all the agony and the ecstasy as America's funny man gives all that he has left to give. Some of the jokes may be familiar from Neil's many albums, but this souvenir release is like none other. Despite the hatred, despite the temptation to flee the stage, Neil simply would not back down. Says Neil, to hell with the nattering nabobs of negativism.
He's on a roll with ends. We wonder where Neil's going to go.
Who sought to undermine the job I was hired to do. Listen on headphones to soak in the horrifying detail. So from what I understand, it doesn't say...
So this is him opening for Tenacious D.
This is him. He opened for Tenacious D when they were huge. And I believe this was recorded at Madison Square Garden.
Wow.
And the hatred...
I was going to say, they must have fucking hated
They
this.
hated... That's
amazing.
But I just want to point out, that's how fucking cool Jack Black and Kyle Gass are. Is that
That's
like
fucking awesome.
to play Madison Square Garden and bring Neil Hamburger as your opener?
Well, don't you want... Isn't that what most people want in an opener? Somebody they enjoy watching and hang out with, you know? So
yeah. No, it's the best. Like...
But I'm sure their whatever label Tenacious D was on, they're like, are you sure you don't want Maroon 5? Or...
Have you ever opened for bands?
No.
Oh, I have.
You have?
I have.
Yeah.
They're like the only time it's ever worked. The only time I ever worked was I opened for this band called Screaming Females that I'm like a super big fan of, and they're like this like punk band from New Jersey. They fucking rule, and they were playing the Echoplex, and they're like, "Do you want to open for us?"
Whoa!
And I had already opened for enough bands to know what to ask for, and I just like they have like their guitarist is named Marissa, and she shreds, but she's like a 4'11" like girl with like a bob haircut.
Whoa!
So everyone knows her because she's like literally one of the greatest living guitarists right now.
Damn.
So I was like, can you introduce me and just say that like you're friends with me? And she did, and it was the greatest show ever because like they're like, oh, they said it was cool.
That's crazy.
The day after my Comedy Central half hour came out, I opened for like a band I liked in high school called Finch. They were like a really big screamo band when I was in high school. And like I met the guitarist in LA at like Best Fish Taco, and I was like, "Oh my God, you're R2K! I loved your band." He's like, "We're actually reuniting." So it was their first shows in 15 years, and he's like, "Do you want to open?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll open." I walked out on stage. Everyone was so fucking pissed off from the jump.
Yeah.
Like just screaming at me, and I'm like, "I had a three-way one time, the bad kind," and they're like, "Fuck you!"
I mean, a reunion show is an especially bad idea.
Yeah, that's
like,
bad.
I'm standing between you and the thing you've been waiting 15 years for.
Just a few more minutes, boys.
Listen, I'm not gay, but I mean, I probably will be one day.
Fuck you.
And they're like a screamo band. So like everyone's like a metal guy yelling at me.
I think if I was going to ask Shaq for sex advice, it would sound a little something like this.
You suck. Bite the nipple.
Nirvana had Bobcat Goldthwait open for them.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
On a lot of shows.
That's
yeah.
That
Incredible.
fucking rules.
We should have him on too.
We should. Kurt Cobain?
Kurt Cobain loved Bobcat Goldthwait, and I'm sure. I don't know the. I never talked to him about it. I don't really know any stories, but I'm sure he wasn't fucking well received in front of
Can't be.
Nirvana.
No,
Can't be all that flannel. Neil Hamburger has that Courtney Love bit that is like so funny. I truly like there's so much good stuff.
Well, let's
let's
put it on.
let's
Yeah,
dive
this
in.
is an exciting album.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Wow.
It's a lot of people.
As good as it's going to get for Neil.
My name is Neil Hamburger. Yeah. Okay, thank you. And let's get this party started.
He's making
All
sure
right.
they hate.
What did Santa Claus give Paris Hilton for Christmas?
Oh my gosh, he's opening with this one.
Well, he raped her.
Truly
But
so.
that's my life.
I can't believe he opened with this one. Wow.
And what did Santa Claus give Gerald Ford for Christmas? Historical revisionism. Thank you.
Oh my God.
You can feel
knock.
it.
Yeah. It's like instant. Like
Yeah.
you're not even getting like the 1 minute of like faith from the
Not a
audience.
very good response to that last joke, you cocksuckers. And if you don't pick up the audience
also
response,
not
I'll
helping
tell you one thing you're never going to see. Your hero.
He knows what he's doing.
JB and KG.
Oh my God. He does it for a full
No,
hour.
it is written into my contract that I have to get at least 10,000 decibels of hearty belly laughter, or Tenacious D will not perform.
Oh my God. He's threatening
What's
to
that?
not bring out the thing.
Now,
they
fuck
want.
you too, you asshole. I can't make out what you're saying. If you're gonna say those things to me, at least pull your 25-inch penis out of your mouth. I'm very impressed that it's so large, but it interferes with your ability to derail this show, which
Must
you
be
will
Greg
not
Oden.
do. Because we got a lot of great jokes in store for those who stick around. I do see people leaving already. What? What do the godfather of soul, Gerald Ford, what does he have in common with disgraced vocalist James Brown and activist Saddam Hussein?
Oh my God.
All three men were very well hung.
Tenacious D like comes out, the crowd is like ice cold and maybe even angry.
Oh, I think they probably lose their minds. They're just so relieved that they don't have to listen to Greg anymore. A lot of people are going out for a smoke.
Oh my gosh! Wow,
going to the concession stands.
That's such a funny. I think anyone who has a platform of a certain level where it's like, it doesn't matter materially who your opener is. Like, it's not going to hurt your show or your bottom line or whatever. 100% you should use that to platform someone who you're like, I just think this guy's funny.
Well, also, like, I looked this up just to. It's the popular belief is that it was recorded at MSG, but it's actually pieced together from 3 nights in Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, and Vancouver, Canada, which is so much funnier to me.
Yeah.
That these are like 3 liberal bastions, and like this is how they're reacting.
Well, I think Tenacious D probably had the same kind of problem Nirvana had, where they're like, Tenacious D was huge for a minute there. And I'm sure they hated a lot of their fans. They're like, we never wanted fucking like, there's like date rapists in the audience. It's like
the idea of somebody completely misunderstanding like what Fucker Gently is about, like, and thinking that it's like taking it at face value. I mean, the D was like so fucking huge in like my friend group in high school.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
we were obsessed with them. Like when their album came out, we were so fucking pumped. Then like we liked the HBO show.
Mm-hmm.
And
what was their HBO show?
Tenacious D.
Yeah, Paul F.
really?
Tompkins would introduce each episode, right?
Whoa.
Yeah, so basically during like the height of Mr. Show, they were like, Mr. Show was so like critically acclaimed that Tenacious D got a show.
Whoa.
Girls Guitar Club had like maybe it was just a pilot that aired, but that was Marilyn Raichkup and Karen Kilgariff. Like, and they were kind of like the female Tenacious D, but their whole thing was that they didn't really do good music. Like,
it was like an anti-comedy kind of thing.
Kind of, yeah.
Got it. Tenacious D, fully outside my quadrant. I've never listened to any Tenacious D, but Mr. Show I was super familiar with. Because even though Jack Black wasn't like on the cast, he would be in sketches from time to time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were all part of that scene. And they had, speaking of people making fun of stand-up, that Tom Kenny had Cudsy or...
he was the one where he's like, and I always get the shopping cart with the broken wheel.
Correct me if I'm wrong, what the first season of Mr. Show, weren't those audiences like not even alt crowds? They were like almost like what you would do for like a sitcom taping or whatever. It's like people off the street or something.
Yeah, they were like paid audience, like were like getting there and they got like a meal, like extras. And then by season 2, it became like the cool place to hang out. So like if you really see audience shots from like season 2 on, you'll see like Apatow, you'll see like Ben Stiller like hanging out.
Oh,
like,
okay.
It became what it basically like Largo is carrying on what Mr. Show was.
It is also, I feel like all those guys, like it'll be like Patton and Friends like once a month, like that quadrant of like the LA alt scene, like the late 90s or whatever.
Oh yeah, LA alt scene of the late 90s. That was like part of the reason I started doing stand up.
That I don't know if that like inspired me to do stand up, but that was like, oh wow, there's like I was paying attention to comedy again.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
man.
if you don't know the origin story, Brendon was like, I found a way to get my dick sucked.
Brendon's biopic is like, if you get on stage and tell a joke about
It's like big Shaquille O'Neal.
So what you want to do is set up in a punchline, tag 4 or 5 tags. The crowd is cold, just a couple tags. But then when you get off stage, you get your dick sucked.
Yeah, that'll get the lips a sucking.
There'll be at least one recently divorced woman.
She's not doing it because she loves you. She's doing it because she hates him. But it does not matter.
It's her first taste of freedom in 15 years.
Honestly, Shaquille O'Neal giving sex advice, I feel like we got to move him into the studio next door. He should live with Richard Gere Sturble.
he also kind of gives comedy advice a little bit,
little
but
bit.
only in pursuit of,
He
of
gets
getting
it.
sex. Yeah.
One of his best friends is Mike Epps. You can't hang out with Mike Epps and not understand comedy a little bit.
Is he best friends with Mike Epps?
I think so. I mean, like Shaq used. The crazy thing is like, so you know how like Netflix is doing roasts again and stuff like that. Like it's so funny because Shaq really wants to be roasted, but like but no one will do it because from 1999 to 2011, he got roasted every single year in Shaq's All-Star roast.
Oh,
and it was always like,
of course,
Mike Epps, Jamie Foxx,
Yeah,
Kevin Hart.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like there's no more jokes about you, Shaq. We have to make up stuff about you giving sex advice.
Pitch that to him next time you see him.
Oh yeah,
Shaquille O'Neal's advice show.
we're doing the Upload Writers reunion.
Oh, you guys are doing that retreat? I can't believe it's already March.
Yeah, he's like,
my
still
God.
canceled. Gary Owens remarried now.
Was Gary Owens on the
Gary Owen. So the co-hosts were Shaq, Godfrey, Gary Owen, and then a rotating woman coming
wow.
in. The only clip
being
that,
spit roasted, rotating.
A-frame doesn't work. Yes.
but the only clip that exists of the show is Eliza Skinner was one of the co-hosts once. And she dunked on Gary Owens so bad that that's the only clip that exists. 'Cause he made a joke about how she blew someone to get on there. And then she's like, well, Shaq told me you blew him. and honestly, rather than laughing or like, like trying to tag it, he goes, no. That's how you know something's super funny. It's a mild joke.
Well, maybe he did.
No.
Who told you that?
Yeah, nuh-uh.
All right, let's see how much they're hating Neil.
Yes.
Steve's crew, give it up. Wonderful, wonderful, as my mentor Lauren Swelk used to say. Where were we? D, is that what you got in school? D's? I bet you did better in your class to test for HIV. I bet you got an A+ in that, huh? You little cocksucker! Get the hell out of here! We got some more jokes to tell. No, this is funny.
God.
If this wasn't funny, I wouldn't be getting paid $25,000 to tell these jokes tonight.
That's so
No, I believe
funny.
that that pretty much guarantees that this is funny, you little weasel, huh? Go back and mop some more floors for your $2 an hour, huh?
Oh my God.
Ah, fuck you!
This is a
We're
hostile
never bringing
crowd.
out your
This is
heroes.
Also a
Tenacious
hostile
D.
act.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Never seen a comedian Oh my
Hey, if
God.
you're going to yell things at me, at least brush your teeth beforehand so I don't smell the rank smell of human fecal matter that is coming out of your mouth and wafting its way onto this stage. Get out of here, crap mouth.
It's one of the greatest comedy characters.
And
in
why?
history. I just
Truly.
like.
Yeah.
I know we're not here to glaze Neil Hamburger, but it really is like. In terms of having an act that is you are a fake stand-up comic,
Yeah.
his is the best, and like everything that has come after it is sort of ripping it off and trying so desperately to make it more likable.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that ruins it for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
The appeal of Neil Hamburger is just like the sweatiest, grimiest comic.
So nasty.
Talking about it, and like that HIV joke doesn't even have a twist.
No. This is like the alt comedy version of like the Bill Burr Philadelphia show.
Yes.
Except he doesn't win them over. It's so good. Yeah, I really like the Tim Heidecker like fake stand-up character. Like it's very funny, but this is much more metal. Like
It is. There's like it's honestly to me, I just don't it's like so the opposite of how I am that I can't even imagine being this confrontational with a crowd.
Well, that's actually, and not to tell his story because I might be messing it up, but this reminds me, like, he had a record label, and Neil Hamburger, he would just make records in his house. He had all these comedy records without, he would put like an audience or whatever, make it sound like.
I remember
it was
those laugh track ones.
Oh, wow.
Like those were some of the first comedy albums I bought on like CD.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So, and the first time he performed was Mike Patton wanted him to open for them. And he was like, well, he's not a real guy. And he's like, I don't know, just do it.
Yeah.
Wait, so he the character existed only in like a studio setting, I mean being his home, and then he did it live?
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
He was just like a drawing and
oh, wow.
Really?
That's crazy. That's insane.
so awesome.
yeah. Yeah, we should have him on.
He's like, are you sure you want me to do this live? I really designed him to be hateable.
But how do you even have that, like, this is more just, this may be something I should be talking about in therapy, is like, how do you have that thick of skin to go out there? Because even still to this day, if I go out into the crowd and like, or on stage and I see somebody in the crowd and maybe they're like, you know, like, they've got like a MAGA hat on, I'm like, still like, I gotta make this guy love me.
Well, I mean, he's going about it a whole different
like
way.
I'm like doing my fingers on my cheeks, going like, I love a candy apple.
I do agree. I think like I have far more Sean than Neil in that sense of like, I'm like, yeah, I'm very sensitive to like people not liking me.
Yeah.
Well, he's achieving a goal. I mean, I get it. You know, it's fun to like get a rise out of people. Like, you know, and
I feel the same way when I watch like Nathan For You or something where I'm like, I don't have the gear to torture people.
Well, the weird thing is I do have that, but I only have that with like people that I'm like so comfortable with.
Sure.
And then like the idea of doing that to strangers is just so appalling to me.
Yeah,
I'm like, or not appalling because I'm not appalled by it. I'm endlessly impressed by it.
Personally, it would be like your worst nightmare kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I do want everyone to like me, and like going out on stage and getting screamed at is like
But if that's your goal, though, you know, I mean, that's like he's achieving what you're trying to achieve with your, you know, yeah. It's just
would he when you were doing shows with him, like. Because obviously again, the Comedy Death Ray, he does his routine and he's like crushing, like he's destroying. And then obviously there are ones like this where it's like people are actively yelling out "fuck you" or whatever. Like, did it matter to him what reaction he was getting, or just he was like, I just like getting up there and doing my bit?
Well, I mean, this was people that were going to the shows knew who he was.
Yeah,
it was a Neil Hamburger, Todd Barry thing. So I don't think there wasn't any drama. I mean, that's the tour I got robbed. I got robbed at gunpoint.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
But besides that, they were all just like fun, you know, small rock club shows in like off markets.
Yeah, that's they're coming for Neil Hamburger. I guess like as a surprise opener, like when you don't know who the opener is.
Well, he closed every show.
No. I mean like
in the Tenacious D.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because like even like last year, like when I was opening for Nikki Glazer, we were in North Carolina, Wilmington, North Carolina, and I have like this long story about being found on a child pornography website when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And like the moment I mentioned child pornography, a deranged woman just started screaming.
Oh wow!
And then I was like, well, "What are you saying?" And she's like, "I have kids," and I'm like, "Yeah, no, but I'm the victim here." Like, I'm not like, I'm not like the molester. I'm more of the molestee in this. And like the whole time, all I was trying to do was get her to stop yelling, and then also to like me, even though she's like screaming that I'm like a heathen. And I'm like, what are you expecting? Like,
I'm curious, like, because like for that kind of a show, I imagine similar to the Tenacious D show, where it's like, oh, because I would, when I was like in high school, if I'm like seeing John Mulaney come through town, I'm like going to a theater. It's like the kind of crowd I imagine who maybe maybe hasn't even been to a stand-up show, or they certainly don't know that shows have openers. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like what is that crowd like? Like, are they always hard to win, or is it?
No,
like,
they're so easy. Like,
Really?
especially because you're like in these like huge theaters, so everyone is like kind of
Oh,
on
yeah.
their best behavior, and they're like,
Wow.
"Whoa, we're here for a night out." And then also like, I'm in a way like I've been told I should try even like experiment a bit more, but I was like at this point of the tour, I was like really playing it safe, going like,
Yeah.
"Don't bore us, get to the chorus." I'm doing my shortest, best jokes.
Nice.
Not like being, but that's also because I want strangers to like me.
Of course, of course.
Well, and you don't want to like, I don't know. You had a job to do.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's not your show.
Like, yeah, like I would, especially like that. I think that's also the beauty of Neil Hamburger is opening for the Tenacious D, and they're like, really, just do you.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Like,
Well, because they're selling out these huge places.
Yeah.
It's like there's nothing you can do, and people have some kind of sense of humor coming to see us. you
yeah.
know?
That's so rad. I wonder how many shows, because I imagine this must have been the whole tour. Like, I doubt there was one show where it's like, North Carolina was really, they loved, like at this big venue.
I bet you like New York and LA and Chicago
Sure, yeah,
are
yeah,
probably
yeah.
like
Those cities.
more
That's true,
like
that's true. Open.
not
Yeah.
not to be like so coastal elite, but I'm like, if you're going to see Tenacious D in LA, you're not the kind of guy who's
Yeah,
going
yeah,
to
yeah.
like the Comedy Store. Like,
Totally,
you're
totally.
like, you
For sure.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
you're
yeah,
into.
Yeah.
I did think there was some drama on the tour, but it was directed at me. A woman like.
Is this the same person who robs you at gunpoint?
Yeah, well, there was that. No. This lady came up after a show and she was like so offended. I had a joke about homeless, like the homeless newspapers. You know how you would see that in
Yeah.
like San Francisco
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
where it was like. And I just had a bunch of silly articles and stuff that were in it, and like the homeless weather report was like it's inescapable, and but it was all very.
That's a good joke. You should bring that back.
Okay. Yeah, weather all week. Oh, it's the same. Inescapable.
I was gonna say that's a fairly political joke, but I think in a good way, right? It's very critical.
There was no like bashing them
Yeah.
like
I was
these
gonna
pieces
say,
of
no,
shit.
they're
I was
not
just
the-
like, oh, the
the subject
newsroom
of-
and like whatever. It was a
Yeah,
silly
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of thing. Like, oh, we need an article about Kleenex boxes making good shoes or something. And this woman was just like livid at the merch table. I'm just standing there with those guys. I don't even think I was selling anything. And yeah, and I kind of lost my temper with her because she like wouldn't.
She was the lady speaking.
I
out of
could have
turn.
I could have beaten her up.
And then she pulls out her big gun.
Yeah.
Give
You had
me-
to tell her.
Give me all your merch.
I only do comedy to get my dick sucked. So,
Have you ever heard of Shaquille O'Neal?
so unless you're in line to do that, you should go wait in
Unless you want to break Mike Epps' heart.
And I mean, I didn't lose, but I was just like, okay, yeah, I don't know what to tell you,
Yeah.
And I did get into comedy for that. I don't know what the problem is.
No, it's not. It's not a problem. I'm just saying what your visor says.
I got into comedy to get sucked off, and I'm the bad guy. Really?
I would say if you really talk to 100% of male comedians, they specifically got into comedy to get sucked off.
I didn't really. I mean, it does, obviously make it. You have more.
Hey, it's just one of the fringe benefits.
But I did like, when I first started, I was doing more weird stuff. Like before I discovered like the comedy scene in Austin,
Yeah.
like I can relate to the Neil Hamburger.
Yeah.
Because I would do things just like weird things to annoy people and stuff, and it is satisfying.
You famously, what's his name? The monster stand-up.
Oh, Scary Monster. Yeah. That was on Kimmel.
He did it on Kimmel.
Yeah.
Wait, what bit is this?
And they hated it. I found a monster mask at a thrift store when I was in Austin.
The monster mask.
And it was a cool monster mask, and I was going to like the open mic, and I was
wow.
like, oh, I should, because I was like, I didn't have anything that I was excited about. I was pretty new, and I was like trying to do like new stuff every week, and I was like, oh, I'll just write a bunch of monster jokes, and Howard Kramer saw it. He lived in Austin and he saw it. I think I did it, because I was like, oh, I want to do this again. It was fun. And the Kimmel show had like just started and Howard had done it. And he was like the first guy I knew who ever was on a TV show. I was like, oh, you did that Kimmel show? Cause he was already living out here. Mm-hmm. And he was like, yeah, you should send them a tape of that. They'll do that. They love that kind of shit. And, I think I had met Dave Rath already. He was booking the show. He was like a judge at a contest in Austin. And so I made a tape and sent it. I was like, hey, Howard Kramer said you guys would like that. And they were like, put me on. Really not prepared to be on TV at all. Yeah. It's a fun piece of tape.
Yeah.
But when I watch it, I just think about how much better it could have been because I was like...
Were you super nervous? You must have been.
I was completely nervous and I was still writing bits. Me and my friend Andy Ritchie, rest in peace. He was in the Roosevelt with we were writing more jokes and I had they had like the bullet points. They were like, do you want a teleprompter with the bullet points? I was like, yes, definitely. And I was super nervous and the mask had plexiglass eyes and they got all fogged up and I couldn't see.
Oh my God.
And I was like smoking a cigarette and that was like right before I went on stage, there was like the stage manager, like I'm just, this is the first time I'm doing something. And I was only doing comedy for a year or two. Like I was very new. And then the stage manager guy's like, okay, listen, so you have a lit cigarette. There's a fire extinguisher here. There's like it was like there was this whole thing because there was a cigarette. Oh wow! And I was getting this safety speech, and they're like, "Nah, scary monster." And then I went out, and my eyes fogged up, and the audience hated it. And
that was like for a while the toughest room too in like late night, like.
Yeah, people. Really? Nobody really did well on that show
because you were situated like you weren't like directly in front of the audience. Like,
you were. It was like off to the side. Like Kimmel was in the, but it was the same place like where Conan.
Yeah, Conan was jarring to me. Like how distant you were from like the other side of the room.
Yeah,
the Frasier was similar, where like sometimes the way the set would be constructed, like. A scene would be happening, but not directly in front of a crowd. It would be like they can see it, but it's almost like diagonal a little bit. It sounds like that is what you're describing.
It is.
Yeah. And there's just some like mental element of like, well, it's not straight down the barrel, so I'm like less connected to this.
We should make a documentary about his comeback.
Scary Monster
is like is that like
he starts doing the Hollywood comedy
like,
on Melrose.
You start with the Kimmel thing and thinking that it's going to be completely like that's going to kickstart your career.
I think it just had like the 20-year anniversary of that.
Now he's like. He delivers for DoorDash. He has a family.
That's too close to the truth.
He's trying to get back.
That's too close to the Brendon Walsh story.
He's trying to get back on Kimmel because he believes that it'll change everything. Yeah. He wants to get it right this time. The monster.
I mean, this is inspiring in a way. Like I haven't been excited to do stand up, but it's like maybe exploring stuff like that again. Like listening to this too and feeling like, oh yeah, that like every time I would do his show at the Satellite or Spaceland, I would always I would never do a regular set. I'm like, oh, this is a chance for me to do whatever I want.
That's tight.
No, listen, I think a scary monster.
They got to bring back bit shows in general. I feel like I rarely see.
There aren't really people doing this outside of like Tim Heidecker.
I think it's weird. Like it's certainly not in stand up. It's kind of like what we were saying with clown, where it's like if you want to do weird stuff, you're almost like, well, that's my whole thing. I only do weird stuff, as opposed to like. I'm going to just do this weird 5-minute character on a lineup or whatever.
I mean, we could talk about it off mic, but I have some ideas for this.
Okay. That was a good mask. I lost that mask. I wish. I went through a period of searching for it, and I can't find anything like it.
Should we see how Neil Hamburger?
Should we just go to the? I'm sure this builds to a crescendo of hate. It's nice meeting you, Miles.
That
Thanks for doing the
was
show.
my favorite Dane Cook album, Crescendo of Hate.
Crescendo of Hate.
Yeah, I did one bit. There was one thing on his show that I'm just remembering was I had a like a CD of like keyboard, like Casio music, and me singing. And I would go up on stage and lip sync to my own voice, and everybody thought I was like singing and playing piano. And then after like the third song, I would pull out a sandwich and just start eating it. The whimpering and the hack.
Oh, boy. This is a tough crowd. On his deathbed, why did Colonel Sanders reveal the secret of his 11 herbs and spices to actress Sally Field?
Oh, my God.
Well, because he was desperate for a hand job.
Oh, my God. Okay, he seems to kind of be winning them over a little bit.
No, that's not a. That
Why
sounds
did
like
the
a
Sanders
like somebody
girls,
just canceled.
Colonel Sanders' daughters, absolutely refused to eat KFC's extra crispy fried chicken? Well, because it brought back too many bad memories of their late father's foreskin. What do you call 5 fingers that are grasping a small boy's penis? The Jackson 5.
I mean, the audience.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My name has been Neil Hamburger, and I've got some excellent news for you. We've got a special surprise guest. Apparently, Tenacious D's plane was late, leaving Hartford, Connecticut tonight, where they were shooting their latest music video this afternoon. And they will not be performing tonight, but instead we've got K-Fed in the house, which we feel is an adequate replacement. Mr. Kevin Federline is here tonight, so I'm sorry you'll miss Tenacious D, but I hope you enjoy K-Fed, and also I hate you all.
Wow.
Yeah, fuck you, huh, weasel?
Oh, my God. You know.
You pig people can go straight to hell. Good.
Wow.
It's definitely. I mean,
That's
this is definitely
beautiful.
streaming, right?
Yeah, it has its own Wikipedia, so I have to assume.
That's incredible.
This is an album that 1,000% recommend everybody listen to this.
This is like a real. Sometimes you think you're a hater, a true hater, but then you listen to this record and think, I'm not on that level at all. Neil is a genius level hater.
A genius level hater, and yeah, it's streaming on all platforms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just as
Wow.
soon as you're done listening to this episode, and even the people who turned off the episode 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, to tweet at Shaq for sex advice.
yeah, everybody tweeted Shaq
Yeah.
for sex advice. Let's see if we can get that going.
At Shaq. I would love to take Shaq to the Elysian for a comedy night. Just like, what do you think of this?
You got to get in touch with them.
Jack, did you enjoy Sarah Squirm's HBO special?
I love Sarah Squirm's.
She's great.
HBO special.
Yeah, she's
really
great.
funny.
so funny.
And I think Shaq seems like a super fun guy to hang out with.
I think so.
He seems like I mean, genuinely, all credit. Like the inside the NBA, the 4 of them, it's fucking. They are so funny.
Honestly, it's the most chemistry of anything.
It's
on
crazy.
TV.
It's the kind of thing where I'm like, I'm surprised no one ever was like, let's make a movie or whatever.
Well, well, Norm, when Norm was alive, we had an idea like in like 2018 where him and Charles Barkley play like 2 traveling salesmen.
This rules.
And like it's like at the end of their career, they're like selling something that like no one even
You're
needs
right.
anymore. And it's
like globes or whatever.
Yeah. And like he's like, and like the whole idea was that it would just be 10 episodes, and they're mostly just in like in their car, and then also in like shitty motel bars.
Oh man.
And like
wow.
just the storylines of them getting into like trouble. I wish that existed.
Well,
That's
listen
so
to
funny.
listen to this record,
Yeah.
and Neil Hamburger. He's actually one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, too.
That's
He's,
awesome.
Hopefully, future guest. And Miles, do you have anything you want to promote?
Oh gosh. Oh yeah. Actually, watch DMV. It's on Mondays on CBS. Very funny show. I'm sure you promote it all the time. Strip Law, of course. And I think that's about. Oh, and you know what? The day I'm recording this, I'm doing a show at UCB tonight. So come to that. That would be great.
Or just go to any shows there.
Yeah, go to
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
UCB.
Yeah,
I
UCB
wanna-
in general.
I haven't
actually
been to
do
UCB
want to
in years.
promote. This is actually a real promotion. If you're thinking of doing stand-up, go to Beth Stelling's Punch-Up Open Mic. It is
yeah.
the most fucking fun thing in the whole world.
Look at book flights if you don't live in
Yeah.
Los Angeles.
It
Yeah.
almost seems like the positive answer to Kill Tony.
It is.
That's so cool.
It really is. It's just like,
What was you just did it recently?
yeah, I just.
How was it?
It was so fun.
Anything stand out to you that because you were giving advice to
Yeah.
like open mic comics, right?
Yeah.
Is that essentially what it is?
Yeah, like they were. They range from like people I knew personally for years and years and years, and then like people who were doing. One person did it for the first time, and the others are like, I guess, like comics in LA right now that I just don't know.
Right.
But like it was like your standard open mic, but then like Beth Stelling and a guest just like pitch jokes to them and being like, actually, did you think of it this way? And I was pitching like full complete jokes.
Oh, okay.
That's
But was there
awesome.
was there a bit that you heard that stood out to you that an open micer had?
Oh yeah, I actually have her name because I had to write notes.
I saw an open micer and I've never heard the joke. I don't know if he keeps doing it or what. I did a show at the Improv and they do like the open mic at midnight on or whatever. It's after the last show. And I was like, oh, I'll stick around for this. And I was drinking and stuff. And this kid went up and he said that there was like some hippie woman that he met and she was like, I only eat things that come from the earth. And he was like, where do you find stuff that's not from earth? That's a good bit. It was really good. It was like an extended thing
That's
too.
really funny.
I didn't write down the person's last name, but her name was Aubrey, and her whole 3 minutes were different jingles she's written for Dr. Pepper products.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that's
and they
so
were
good.
like all operatic, and it was really funny.
Oh, nice.
Wouldn't it be funny if you've just never seen Parks and Rec and it was Aubrey Plaza?
Yeah,
I don't know who this kid
It
is,
was like
but
an
she's
Aubrey, kind of like down, like
a very dour character, sort of a real
But yeah,
life Daria.
strip love. But you know what? Keep listening to Off the Records. Like,
Keep listening to Off the
subscribe,
Records,
write a
that's right.
review.
Just tell a few friends and have them tell a few friends, and we'll do it old school style. And
Yeah.
maybe we'll have an EP of our crank calls coming out.
Yeah.
I have to go through
Oh,
those.
there we go.
all right.
All right.
That's been Off the Records with B Money and the O Comment.
Awoo. Awoo.